If you're an Arsenal fan who, is interested in the Euros, is maybe super excited for the Euros, of course it all kicks off today, and you're ready to tuck into some great international football, of course Copa America is going on as well, but you're wondering what the Euros in particular means for Arsenal and what it means for our preparations going into next season, then this is the video for you. This is my ultimate guide to all things Arsenal and the Euros, because we're going to talk about players who are playing in the competition, what to expect of their nations, how far they'll go, but also what it means for their preparation and their return dates for Arsenal, getting ready for tour and getting ready for that big start to the Premier League season on August 17th. Let's go through the players that are at Euro 2024, and you can see them all there. You can see Declan Rice, Saka Ramsdale with England, Havertz Germany, Raya with Spain, Saliba with France, Trossard with Belgium, Jorginho with Italy, Tierney with Scotland, Zinchenko with Ukraine, and Kiwior with Poland. That is the list of the 11 players who play for Arsenal that are going to Euro 2024. Now, what I've got here as well is a little screenshot of the Telegraph's. I love it when newspapers do this around tournament time. Essentially, you get your predictions and you can predict how you think the tournament's going to go. As you can see there, I've made my predictions and I've almost sort of ruined for you all what I think is going to happen at this tournament. Feel free to hit the pause button if you want to look at this all in big detail. But I want to break it down and actually explain what it means from an Arsenal perspective throughout the summer. But like I said, if you want to hit the pause button, go ahead and have a little look at my predictions there. They might be quite small, quite hard to make it look any bigger than that. But let's go into something else that's really important as well. Before we dive into actually what's going to happen in this competition, it's important to understand key dates, because if I just show you calendar June 2024, you can see that the red lines show you the group stages, kicking things off today on Friday the 14th of June up to the 26th of June on a Wednesday. The group stage games will all be played. We then quickly go into, from Saturday the 29th through to July the 2nd, which is a Tuesday, we go into the round of 16 games. And then if we just take it to the July calendar, you can see the 5th and 6th of July, we'll have the quarterfinals, the 9th and 10th of July, Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll have the semi-finals, and the final falls on July the 14th, which is a Sunday. So that is how it all works in terms of the Euros and the dates. Those are the key dates where we'll all be tuning into football. But as you can also see there, I've got a line of blue. Probably wondering what that is. They are the tour dates that are confirmed from Arsenal in terms of just the matches. So on the 28th, which is a Sunday, we will be facing Man United at the SoFi Stadium in LA, and then we'll be playing Liverpool in Philadelphia on the 31st, which is a Wednesday. Now, the reason I got those dates in particular is because those are the games that we know Arsenal are definitely out in the States for. In terms of when they fly out to the States, I mean, I've spoken to some people. Cecil said that he thinks it will be around the 22nd of July that they might fly out. So as you can see from the calendar, that would be almost a week earlier. Well, that would be the start of that week, which would be a Monday. That sounds pretty likely. Start the week going to the USA and end it with your first game in LA. That's very, very possible. But it's important we know these dates as we talk about what to expect for the Arsenal players and their returns after this competition. Now let's just go through what I think is going to happen in the groups, because very simply, if you paused on the predictions picture that I showed you, you'll know that I actually think every single Arsenal player is going to qualify from their group, because you need to remember that third place, or the best third placed teams, there we go, took me a while to say it, do get a spot in the knockouts, but obviously it depends on points, goals scored and other things like that. Let me show you the list. As you can see, I think England, Germany, Spain, France, Belgium will all finish first in their group. Italy, I think, will get second along with Scotland and Ukraine, and Poland will finish third in their groups. So what does that mean for the round of 16 fixtures? Well, it means if everyone finishes where I said they'd finish, we would get Italy versus Scotland, in which case I think Italy will go through. I think they will get the win in that. But Poland could face any one of England, Belgium or Spain. So what is confirmed is that if England, Belgium and Spain win their groups, they will play a team that finished third in one of the other groups. Whoever they face, and sorry Poland and Kiwior, but I do think England, Belgium and Spain will all ultimately go through. So I've got them going through to the next round into the quarterfinals. That would mean that Kiwior, Kieran Tierney and Alexander Zinchenko, because as you saw in my predictions, I do think the Netherlands will knock out Ukraine, the way I think that's all going to work out. They should all be available for the USA tour. If I just show you the calendar once more, going back to June, as you can see that the 29th of the 2nd are when the round of 16 games are played. That would mean that there's a whole 26 days before the first game in LA. I would expect Kiwior, Tierney, Zinchenko to all be involved in some capacity. out in the USA. Then we go on to the quarterfinals, where I think England will face Italy, France will face Belgium, Germany will face Spain, and Portugal will face the Netherlands. Now, that would have 6 teams with Arsenal players, and it will be 3 versus 3. It will be, Jorginho versus Rice, Saka and Ramsdale. It will be Saliba versus Trossard. It will be Havertz versus potentially David Raya in goal, but at the moment, Unai Simon may be the number 1. It could be David Raya, but we'll see what happens. Now, I have England, Belgium, Germany and Portugal to all come through those games. Now, as we can see, again, going back to the July calendar, those games will take place on the 5th and 6th of July, which are a Friday and a Saturday, which means players like Jorginho, Trossard and Raya, I've predicted to all go out at that stage of the competition. Again, will they be available for the USA Tour? Well, if Arsenal are flying out on the 22nd, then technically they should still get around 2 whole weeks off, which is around the amount of time you'd expect, 2 to 3 weeks. Now, every player has different context. I mean, if David Raya has been on the bench for Unai Simon the whole tournament, it's likely he takes a week, week and a half, and then probably just comes straight back and makes for the tour so he can get ready for Arsenal and the start of the season. If Trossard and Jorginho have played loads of minutes, again, they should, I think in theory, they should make it for the tour. They might not have trained yet with Arsenal, but they should be on that plane going out to the USA so they can begin their pre-season with the group. But I'm not 100% sure they definitely will. They should, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's put it that way. So we go on to the semi-finals where, again, going in the order of the knockouts, the way I think it should work and the way it's all laid out, France would play England in the semi-finals and Germany would play Portugal. I think France will beat England. England might suffer another knockout to France, which would be heartbreaking. I think England would get revenge on Italy, like I mentioned in the last round. I do think that will happen, the revenge for the Euro 2020 final. But I don't think England will get World Cup revenge. I think France have too much experience for England. Southgate's gone with a much more young, refreshed squad, which is good to see, but I think France's experience, they've still got the likes of Kante in there, I think Griezmann, I think France should come through this if they face England in the semi-finals, but that would be a really, really great game. Germany will then face Portugal, in which case I think we'll get a final of France versus Germany, as I think Germany will make it to the final of their home tournament. That means Ramsdale, Rice and Saka could be available for the USA Tour. Now that is touch and go, because again, let's go back to the calendar. The 9th and 10th of July are when we're going to see the semi-finals. England versus France would be on the 10th, which is a Wednesday. That would mean that they're less than 2 weeks from actually leaving with the Arsenal group to go on tour to the USA. And they're flying all the way to LA, guys. That's like a 12-hour flight, right? It's not... Yeah, if you're going on holiday and you're taking a little break, quite difficult to do that. You've got to get back from the tournament, which will probably happen across the Thursday or the Friday. Get back with your family, want some time with them. You maybe want a bit of holiday. I don't think they're going to fly out with the group if they get that far, and that's true of Saliba and anyone else that gets that far. I don't think they're going to be flying out with the Arsenal group to the USA. What I do think they might do, though, is join them in Philadelphia, because Philadelphia being on the east coast of the United States, I think there's a good chance that they fly out there, 6-7 hour flight, and they make it around Monday the 29th of July, very possible, and get there for the game against Liverpool in Philadelphia. They might not play, but they'll join the group and be with everyone and just sort of get the necessary training ahead of getting up to speed for the start of the new Premier League season. That means I think Germany will face France in the final, and I think Germany will win their home tournament. I think Kai Havertz is going to be a leading striker in a home tournament win for Germany, which would be amazing for him. Honestly, a tremendous achievement. I think he's going to do it. Saliba, how much football is he going to play for France? That will be interesting, because there are reports and rumours recently that he could be in line to start, which would be incredible. I think he absolutely deserves it, but we will see. And again, how much football he plays depends on sort of how quickly he comes back to being ready for Arsenal for the start of the new season. Now, the final's on the 14th of July, as you can see there. The Premier League kicks off on August the 17th. So there's over a month between the end of the tournament and the start of the Premier League season, which is a Saturday, August 17th. I just don't know. Again, you finish on the 14th, you've been away, you probably want a week or two's holiday, then you've got to get back up to scratch, you've got to sort of keep fit and get into the rhythm of things. A week or two before the season starts? I think Havertz and Saliba will be on the bench for Arsenal. Now, with all these things, it's really difficult to know, people. I'm making predictions. All this is based on how I think the tournament will go in terms of results. That could change drastically, of course. And it also depends on what club policy is for certain players, how much they've played, how far into the tournament they went, how long they want to give them a break anyway. And that is different. Arsene Wenger used to always give quite long breaks, it felt, to players. They'd come back around, the second or third game of the Premier League season after a tournament, whereas Pep Guardiola at times got his players back quite quickly, at times actually gave them longer. So it's just hard to know. Every club will do things differently, and they'll have experts making sure that they give the players the right amount of time off while also ensuring that they're ready for a key part of the season. Of course, next Tuesday we're going to find out who we're playing in the opening. Well, we're going to find out every fixture we got for the Premier League, but we'll find out what those opening 2 to 3 games are, and that could also, change the minds of the coaching staff, the fitness staff, when it comes to determining how quickly players should come back. Because if we're playing Man City at home on the opening day, then we've got Old Trafford away, then we've got Everton away after that, all in the first 3 games, we're going to want to get those players back and firing a lot quicker. All of that will play a part. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think is going to happen throughout Euro 2024 for these Arsenal players? And when do you think they'll be back for USA Tour? What can we expect from the summer? If you were wanting a little bit of a transfer update, the reality is there is nothing really going on since the update on Wednesday. So go check out that video where I broke down all the latest news regarding Victor Osimhen, Joshua Zirkzee, the midfield, what we're going to do in terms of sales. There are some moving parts happening, but not too much to discuss since then. So go watch that video if you missed it and you want a little bit of an update of what's happening on the transfer front. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet and you enjoy this kind of content, because it is coming 3 times a week, and we'll be doing live shows for any big breaking news too. Catch you in a bit.